Illinois. It's the 2022 NCAA Men's National Collegiate Gymnastics Championships. Session 1 of the qualifying round. 6 teams this afternoon and 6 more tonight in Session 2, with the top 3 from each session advancing to the championship finals on Saturday night right back here. Alongside the former national champion at Oklahoma and U.S. senior national team member Colin Van Wicklen, I'm Chad McKee. Colin, it's an event that we expect Stanford to perhaps win another championship. They're going for a three-peat and expected to move on to tomorrow night. But the top 3 teams here in this one, you go Stanford, you go Nebraska, and you certainly go Illinois. Couple of questions for you. Do you expect another team to perhaps be able to get into the mix? And then for those top 3 teams that are expected to move on, what are they performing for here this afternoon that will produce something for them tomorrow night?
Yeah, Chad, well, the top 3 teams are obviously trying to advance. That's goal number 1. But goal number 2 is really to get comfortable on the equipment, do the routines one time before it really matters for finals. And again, the highest score today will get first pick tomorrow for finals. So Stanford's big goal is to win this session so they can start on their favorite event, vault. And like you said, the top 3 teams are the favorites to get in: Stanford, Illinois, and Nebraska. But Cal Berkeley and Penn State have a chance to fight for that 3rd spot.
And as an individual, of course, you can finish in the top 3 on any rotation. And even if your team does not make it to the championship finals tomorrow night, you can compete as an individual with a chance to win a national championship yourself on one of those rotations.
Absolutely. A lot of individuals tonight looking to qualify as an individual guide, like you said, to All-American or to try and win a national championship.
So we will begin with Cal Berkeley's Landon Wu on the rings, and we'll bounce around from event to event as all 6 are happening simultaneously. But it'll be first up, Landon Wu of Cal. The Bears ranked number 9 under J.T. Okada, their 5th straight NCAA championships. The defending national champion Stanford will start this rotation on the vault, but there's an individual, Aiden Cui of William & Mary, who will compete before Stanford starts their rotation over there on the vault. It will happen quickly. We will keep you updated on the scores as we move along and show you as many of the performances as we can. Warm-ups are done, and it is a little different. You get up onto the podium. A lot of these gymnasts have not competed in this platform podium situation. What are the adjustments you have to make?
Absolutely. Competing on a podium makes everything feel like it matters more, and it's a big-time competition. The floor is a little bit bouncier. The runway is a little bit different when you run, and the high bar has a different bounce. So like I said before, getting adjusted to the equipment, being on the podium, it's great for these guys as they prepare for tomorrow night.
So we begin here with the Cal Berkeley Bears freshman from West Sacramento, California, Landon Wu, on the rings.
Starting off with a nice kip cross and really hard strength move right there, pulling out of it. Really nice, clean Yamawaki work. The big thing to remember on still rings is that all of the strength positions and the handstands have to be held for 2 full seconds. Gearing up for his dismount. Full twisting double back and a nice stuck landing to start off for the Cal Berkeley Bears.
Solid beginning for Landon Wu.
Let's take another look at that dismount. A double back with a full twist, and watch how he puts his arm out to get ready for the landing. Really nicely done and a great start to this competition.
So Cal is ranked number 9 nationally. They are 10th as a team on the still rings rotation. We look at the wide shot of the floor exercise. And Illinois up first here on this. It's Hamish Carter, senior from West Midlands in the United Kingdom. As a junior, he was the Scottish floor exercise champion. He's won a couple of high bar titles for the Fighting Illini this year. Illinois comes in ranked 6th nationally as a team on the floor exercise. We had Dylan Kolak up first, and so Hamish Carter is the second Fighting Illini gymnast to go through his floor rotation, waiting on the score of Dylan Kolak to get things started. Illinois, coached by Justin Spring, his 13th year. They were 6th at the NCAA championships last year. He's a former Nissen Emery Award winner. When he was a gymnast himself at Illinois, was head coach Justin Spring.
And it's important to remember that as we take a look at Kern Phillips from Stanford, beautiful Yurchenko 2.5. And that is how Stanford is going to start their day off. Kern last night just won Specialist of the Year.
Senior from Naperville, Illinois. And he won the parallel bars at Winter Cup this year, and he was second on high bar. U.S. senior national team member is Kern Phillips. He's up first for Stanford there on the vault. We'll get back over to them in just a minute. It's taken a while to get all the scores loaded in. Dylan Kolak, a 14.033 for Illinois prior to this performance from Hamish Carter, who I believe is ready to go. And you see the live results populating the bottom of your screen, keeping you fully updated as to what's happening.
And as I was saying before, it's important to remember that the format is 5 gymnasts up and 5 count, which means every single score these gymnasts do will count for the total team score. So a fall or a mistake is very, very crucial, and it's going to be important for the teams like Illinois and Nebraska trying to qualify to have as little mistakes as possible and kind of get through the routines without many mistakes.
Hamish Carter was 4th in the all-around in the second session of the Big Ten championships. And as we told you, very good on the high bar, past All-American on high bar.
A little bit of a low landing. Just saved it to stay on his feet. That one really nicely done. Nice clean landings from Hamish, not really giving the judges anything to take away. Triple full dismount. Small hop backwards, but another good routine for Illinois. 2 for 2 to start the meet off.
So Kolak up first with a 14.033. We'll get Hamish Carter's score in just a moment. We get over to the newly crowned Nissen Emery Award winner for Stanford on the vault. This Brody Malone. Kern Phillips' score was a 14.500. And Brody Malone will be up next.
And Brody Malone is definitely the gymnast to watch this weekend. He is absolutely world class. And right now we're going to get a first look at Brody on the vault.
Senior from Summerville, Georgia, U.S. senior national team member. Just competed in an event for the U.S. national team over in Germany, as a matter of fact. But what an honor it is to win that award. He's the 6th Stanford gymnast to win the coveted Nissen Emery Award.
Incredible award and definitely well deserved. Brody's going to do a cause 1.5, so 2.5 twist and a stuck landing, and that is how Brody Malone is going to start off his weekend for the Stanford Cardinals. Absolutely a beautiful vault to get his weekend started.
So Kern Phillips already a 14.500 for the Cardinal, and Brody Malone, we were just given his score. That is a 14.800 for Brody Malone there. As you see, Coy Young, this super talented young freshman, will be up next for the Cardinal. Once again, that was a 14.800 for Brody Malone. We move back over to the floor exercise. This is Josh Cook, a junior from Pernath, Wales.
Nice double front to start off his routine.
Hamish Carter had a 13.533 prior to this.
Really nice stuck landing. Floor is all about how hard of a routine can you do while minimizing the landing deductions. You see on his last pass there, no movement when he landed, giving the judges nothing to take away. Another really nice stuck landing. And so far, this routine has been absolutely fantastic. Gearing up for his dismount. Triple full, just a small step back, but a great routine for Illinois. So far, 3 routines down, 3 hits. Take another look at one of his connection passes. And a triple full to finish it off. Solid routine. Really nicely done.
So Dylan Kolak has a 14.033. Hamish Carter a 13.533. Clay Stevens will be up next for the Fighting Illini on floor exercise. We'll take you back over to Coy Young and his vault for the freshman from Bowie, Maryland.
Coy Young is a standout freshman, and this is one of his better events. He's going to do one of the hardest vaults in the world, a front handspring with a 2.5 twist. And that is world class. I mean, that is absolutely impressive. Good enough to win a medal on the world stage, and he did it first event in prelims. This Stanford team is not here to have fun. They look to be on a mission. Event 1.
Coy Young won gold on vault for the United States at the 2022 DTB Pokal Team Challenge over in Germany that he competed in. The high bar is Springfield College taking their rotation here on the high bar. Division III program that's qualified for the NCAA championships for the first time since they went D3 in 1995. That looked like more than just happy to be here.
That was a great routine. 2 really nice releases, caught really well, capped off with a stuck full twisting double layout. Let's take another look at that dismount. Stays really straight in the air, throws his arms out, and raise that green flag, because that is a stuck landing.
A stick for Felix Kreidemann. Already a 12.566 for Charles Kramer, a 12.60 for Ray Bridges, and a 12.433 for Noah Dalawal for Springfield College. But special for them to be in this event, trying to take advantage of it. We go over to Stanford, back on the vault, and Zach Martin here. Beg your pardon, that's Brian Perla.
A nice 2.5, the same vault we saw from Brody Malone, just a small hop on the landing.
Brian Perla, senior from West Boylston, Massachusetts. And so Stanford is done on the vault. Zach Martin had a 14.633, a huge rotation for Stanford already on the vault. Back to the still rings we go. And for the Cal Bears, it's Yu-Chen Lee, who is up 4th in the rotation. Landon Wu, a 13.266. Chris Scales, 12.80. A 13.20 from Tyler Shimizu. And Noah Neufeld, a 12.633. And there's Yu-Chen Lee's dismount.
Really nice double twisting, double back. Slightly a harder dismount than we originally saw from the very first gymnast up from the Cal Berkeley Bears. Take another look at that. 2 full twists, 2 flips. Had his chest down just a little bit on the landing, but a small hop and a good way to cap off his routine.
Caleb Ricard will be the final gymnast for the Cal Bears on still rings. Stanford has posted a 73.266 on their vault rotation. So let's check in now on the pommel horse. And the Penn State Nittany Lions up here.
And Penn State is always known for having incredible pommel horse workers.
This is Chase Klingman. He is 4th in the lineup.
Really nice full care. Goes all the way around on one pommel. Little bit of a fight. Seems to has gotten his circle back. And just the dismount. Good routine to cap off for Penn State. Got a little sloppy towards the middle of the routine, but stayed on and finished strong.
Chase Klingman has won 5 pommel horse titles, including the Big Ten finals. And Randy Jepson, the head coach, just said it's great to have him back. He had a torn Achilles that kept him out last year. We go to the parallel bars now, and this is Dylan King of Nebraska, the 5th man in the rotation.
Dylan King has some of the most beautiful peach work in the NCAA. Has such a beautiful line. A much taller gymnast than we would normally see. At 6 foot tall, it really gives his gymnastics a very elegant and beautiful look to it.
Competed in the NCAA team finals on the parallel bars last year. Senior from Eagle Mountain, Utah.
It's been a great routine so far, getting ready for his dismount. Back double pike and a stuck landing. A gorgeous P-bar routine for the Huskers. Dylan King delivers. Take another look at that dismount. Press to handstand. Big swing through, pops off the bars, and a stuck double pike. See, his coach is happy. Capped off the first rotation in a great way.
So Sam Lee had an 11.633. Dylan Leclair a 13.6. Taylor Christopoulos a 12.233 for Nebraska. Sam Phillips 13.66 and Dylan Young a 13.33 prior to Dylan King right there. We get back over to the pommel horse and Penn State's rotation here. Matt Cormier. Cormier, sophomore from Milton, Massachusetts, and he was the 5th and final competitor on the pommel horse.
And after the first rotation, we have really not seen any mistakes. Looks like every single team has come out ready to go, and that's exactly what you want to see at an NCAA prelims. The teams are prepared, ready to go, and hitting sets.
And Stanford had a huge opening rotation on vault. The 2-time defending national champions out to an early lead through 1 rotation here. Session 1 of the Men's National Collegiate Gymnastics Championships. We'll recap the opening rotation and get you set for rotation number 2 when we return to the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. Welcome back to the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, the 2022 NCAA Men's National Collegiate Gymnastics Championships. And this is session number 1 of the qualifying round. Once again, the top 3 teams will advance to the championship finals tomorrow night. And after only 1 rotation, the 2-time defending national champion Stanford Cardinal have opened up a 4-point lead. Huge vault rotation, 4.800 from Brody Malone and Coy Young. They are tied for the individual event lead. And as expected, Colin Van Wicklen, Illinois and Nebraska line up 2 and 3. So it's gone about, I think, as we thought it would through the first rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Stanford started on one of their better events, and they came out ready to go. 73.266 is an absolute massive score. But honestly, I'm really impressed with Illinois' floor rotation. They had 5 solid scores, and a 69.132 is a great floor score and a really good way to start off the meet for the Illini.
Yeah, holding up to their number 3 ranking nationally on the vault. I should say on the floor exercise, did Illinois. Excellent opening rotation. So we'll begin on the vault with the Cal Bears. Rotation number 2. Instead, we'll start with Penn State here on rings. And it will be first up for the Nittany Lions, Robbie Schamp, junior from Marrero, Louisiana. Did the floor exercise in the Big Ten Championships, getting a go on the still rings here at the NCAAs.
Start off with the strength move, kip to L, and a nice straight body press to handstand. Nice hold on that back uprise planche. Really nice Yamawaki work. A lot of amplitude on those. Another press to handstand, this time straddled legs. Nice 1.5 dismount, and that's a tough dismount to do on rings because it's a blind landing. You land without really seeing the ground. Take another look at the end of his routine. And a good start for Penn State on the rings.
Here's Illinois on the pommel horse. We had Sam Piper competing as an individual for William and Mary, so the Illini just getting their rotation started with Michael Fletcher.
Michael Fletcher is a really solid all-arounder for Illinois. Been a really big part of their success this season. Had some injury troubles throughout his career, but finally getting to a place where he's healthy and feels like he can do the gymnastics he always knew he could do. And right there, great way to start off for Illinois. First up on pommel horse is always a tough position, a lot of nerves, but he absolutely delivered. Take another look at his dismount. Flies right up to the handstand. And a great start from Mike Fletcher.
Senior from Nashua, New Hampshire. He was the 2021 Big Ten vault champion, first team all Big Ten, and the former 2019 Big Ten Freshman of the Year, but has missed some time with injury. Didn't compete in 2020. And next up on the pommel horse will be David Pachinko. Some of the other rotations a little slow to get started. Chalk flying for David Pachinko out of Plano, Texas.
It's always interesting to see how the gymnasts like using chalk. Some just put it on their hands, some use it on their wrist, and some just go all the way in and basically bathe themselves in chalk.
Pachinko is a transfer from Minnesota when they unfortunately had to shutter their program. There have been several Big Ten schools benefit from that.
David is a really nice pommel horse worker, really swings big and aggressive. Really nice swing on the Magyar Sabato, getting ready for his dismount. On a beautiful dismount that flies right up to a handstand, and that is exactly what we want to see on a pommel horse dismount, using all swing and no strength. Let's take another look at this. Hand down and flies right up to the handstand. Absolutely beautiful.
So
I gotta appreciate the stash too.
It's a good look. I'm completely with you for David Pachinko. Michael Fletcher had a 12.90 for the Illini prior to that. Will Hauk will be up next for Illinois on the pommel horse. Some of the others getting started here. We go over to the vault, and the Cal Bears taking their rotation here.
Clean double full, and you can see his left foot landed on the line, and I get this question all the time. If you land on the line, is there deduction, or only if you step over it? And the rules are, if you land on the line, it is no deduction. Your foot has to completely be over the line for a neutral deduction. And so he just stayed in bounds there.
That was David Rauschwerger of the Golden Bears, sophomore from San Francisco. His brother Michael, also a former Cal gymnast. Just got Pachinko's score there on the pommel horse. We just saw that a moment ago for Illinois, 13.400. And Rauschwerger's score on the vault that we just saw, 13.633. So Aiden Kui of William & Mary did his individual routine on the parallel bars, and now it is the Stanford Cardinals set to go.
This is going to be our first look at Colt Walker. Colt made the senior national team for the first time in his career this February at the Winter Cup Challenge. Had the opportunity to go represent the United States of America in an international competition, and P-bars is a big reason why. He is absolutely fantastic on this event. Really clean and does some high flying skills. Let's see what he has today.
They had Ian Gunther in the leadoff position, did the Cardinal, in a 14.200. So Colt Walker up second for Stanford.
And a little bit of an arm bend on that first skill. Looked like he was a little too juiced. It's a skill called a Makut's. Oh, and that skill right there was supposed to go to a handstand. Cut it a little short. Here's some of the high-flying release work he does on P-bars. Really nice. Double front dismount. And not the greatest routine that we have seen from Colt Walker this season, but a good way for him to get into the competition, his first event of the day. Take another look at the dismount, a front double front. Just a small hop. Definitely have some things he will want to improve on for finals, but that is exactly what prelims is for. Like we talked about earlier, getting comfortable, getting used to the equipment, the crowd, the lights.
We move over to the high bar here, and Nebraska taking its turn on high bar. This is Taylor Christopoulos. We have seen Dylan Leclair score a 13.100 in the leadoff position for the Cornhuskers here on the high bar. Now Christopoulos. Senior from Milton, Ontario, Canada.
Getting ready for some big releases. Beautiful Coleman. He's going to do a Kovacs. Nicely done. And high bar is one of the most nerve-wracking events to compete, just because you have to let go of the bar so many times. But that did not faze Taylor at all. Beautiful high bar routine. Let's take another look at that first release move. Full twisting, double back, gets his hands on the bar. He caps off his routine with a really nice full twisting double layout. Absolute no movement.
Nebraska's been excellent on high bar this year. They are second in the country behind only Oklahoma, and Christopoulos is ranked 16th nationally. We get back over to the still rings and Penn State's Michael Gero.
Michael Gero has had a breakout season, in my opinion. Has had a lot of accomplishments and has really been a consistent force for the Penn State team.
He's won 3 still rings titles this year, and Coach Randy Jepson said he's our go-to guy right now.
Doesn't do the most difficult ring routine, but what he does is very clean, gives the judges very little room to take deductions. You can see super still in his handstands, exactly what the judges want to see. Another beautiful giant to handstand.
And a stick. Raise the green flag.
Absolutely a phenomenal routine. That had very, very little deductions, and that's going to be a big score for Michael Gero.
So Michael Gero follows Nathaniel Warren's 13.466. Josh Reinstein had a 13.200, as did Robbie Schamp. And the Nittany Lions have Matt Cormier as their final competitor on the steel rings. Over to the pommel horse once again, Ian Skirky, who is wrapping things up for Illinois here.
Does a unique start to his routine. Oh, I think we actually saw the last part of that routine look like he started in front loops. I was going to say it's a unique way to start, but it looked like he had a fall, and that was the last part of his routine.
So unfortunate end there, it appears, for Skirky and the Illini. And we get back over to Chao as the Golden Bears take their turns on vault. You've seen Caleb Ricard, and now it is Noah Neufeld.
Not the most difficult vault, but a clean layout cause.
Noah Neufeld, sophomore from Plano, Texas. Woga Gymnastics there, the final competitor for Cal on vault. And we will total up their score. The best they have had is Ricard's 14.066. To the parallel bars, and Kern Phillips now of Stanford.
And this has the potential to be one of the most exciting and explosive routines we see all weekend. Kern is absolutely one of the better P-bar workers in the entire world. He's been working on this set, which is one of the highest difficulty in the whole world. One of the reasons I love Kern's P-bar routines is he makes everything look easy, but let me tell you, these skills are so hard. A lot of the skills he does close to the end of his routine are what most gymnasts do at the beginning. And that is an incredible P-bar routine. Kern Phillips also made the senior national team for the first time this year.
He won the parallel bars at Winter Cup.
Gonna do the same dismount as Colt Walker, front double front. Just a small hop on the landing.
So Stanford having another big rotation. Gunther a 14.200, Colt Walker 13.600. Brody Malone had a 14.366 right before Kern Phillips. And we see the final competitor, Blake Soon, is chalking up and ready to finish things up for the Cardinal.
And let me tell you, the only person in this entire competition who can challenge Kern Phillips is Blake Soon, who we will see next on the parallel bars for the Stanford Cardinals. The Stanford Cardinals have such a strong P-bar team. It seems like any of these guys could strap on a USA uniform at any time and go win medals internationally. But Kern Phillips and Blake Soon especially are just absolute world class on this event.
The separator is for Stanford right here is this rotation, parallel bars. And we go to the high bar. Dylan King's stuck dismount for Nebraska.
And Nebraska has had a great high bar rotation so far with only one gymnast remaining. And as I said before, a tough event to hit 5 for 5. And so far they've done a great job of staying on the bar and maximizing their scores.
Sam Phillips will be the final competitor for Nebraska over there. And we get to the final, Stanford Cardinal on the parallel bars, Blake Soon. Graduate student from San Antonio. And Coach Tom Gleamy says it's been these super seniors, these grad students, that have anchored the Stanford team this year, going for a third straight national title.
And right there, that skill might not look like it's too hard because he makes it look so easy, but let me tell you, that is so difficult to be able to hold yourself on one bar and push back and go to the middle. There's another skill where he goes to one bar called the Makoots. Really nice underbar work there. And a stuck double pike. I think Kern's routine was just a little bit better, but two absolute gems to cap off the rotation for the Stanford Cardinals on one of their better events.
Kern Phillips had a 15-2-0-0 prior to Blake Soon. And here is Nebraska's Sam Phillips, high-flying competitor on the high bar for the Cornhuskers, who are having a great rotation here.
And this is one of my favorite routines that we're going to see on high bar all weekend. As you said, Chad, super high-flying and aggressive high bar routine, starting off with the Zuli men, a nice one-arm skill. And here we go. This is where it's about to get crazy. It's going to do a Coleman, a double back with a full twist.
Wow.
And right here, this is one of the coolest sequences. He's going to try and connect 3 Tkachevs in a row. 1, 2, and 3. Doing all of them in a different position. First one, a layout. Second, straddle. And a third, pike. And here we go. Double twisting, double layout. And that's a stuck landing. Sam Phillips, absolutely gorgeous high bar routine to finish off this rotation for the Nebraska Huskers.
He has the most difficult routines on most rotations for this Nebraska team, and what a way to back that up. First team All Big Ten, the junior from Woodland Hills, California, anchoring a great rotation on high bar for the Huskers, who are ranked second in the country on that rotation. That will do it for 2 rotations here in this session. You see Stanford continues to lead. We'll update the scorings and take you through rotation number 3 in just a few moments here at the NCAA Men's National Collegiate Gymnastics Championships at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. Welcome back inside the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma, the 2022 NCAA Men's National Collegiate Gymnastics Championships. Session number 1 is 2 rotations in. With Colin Van Wicklen, I'm Chad McKee. Stanford has opened up a near 10-point lead. Nebraska second, and Colin, the story that might be shaping up is that battle for the 3rd spot, which will qualify you for the NCAA team finals tomorrow night, where Chao has slipped inside of Illinois. Illinois projected as the 3rd team coming out of this session, but Chao is in there right now.
Yeah, Illinois had a strong start on floor, but did have a fall on the pommel horse, and Chao had vault, which is a high-scoring event. And right now, Berkeley Bears are ahead of the Fighting Illini, so that is definitely a storyline to follow. But it is absolutely crazy that Stanford is already 10 points ahead of Nebraska after only 2 events.
This is Sam Lee, who's competing as an individual for William and Mary. They had multiple individuals competing. They've got one over on the still rings right now also. That is Zachary Patrick. So Sam Lee for William and Mary, and then Nebraska will take its turn on this floor exercise rotation.
Nice stuck side pass right there. And right now he's going to do a non-tumbling skill. We call it a non-acrobatic skill. Press handstand will fill that category. Nice hold for 2 seconds there. Stuck back layout. It's taken just a second before his dismount. And a nice triple full. Landed a little bit low, but a good routine.
And as a reminder, individuals whose teams do not qualify for the championship finals tomorrow night, you can still qualify as an individual if you finish in the top 3 in any single rotation. The Penn State Nittany Lions set to go as they take their rotation on the vault with Robbie Schamp in the leadoff position.
A double full. You see his foot step completely over the line. That's why we saw the yellow flag raised. That will be a 1/10 deduction. And this needs to be a good rotation for Penn State. They started on pommel horse and rings, which are usually the lower scoring events. Vault is the highest scoring, so they need a big vault rotation right here to feel like they can get themselves back in the competition.
To Stanford now on high bar. Stanford is ranked 5th nationally on the high bar. They're first on floor exercise, the rings, the vault, and the parallel bars, but 5th on high bar and 5th on the pommel horse. So if there's an area where the Cardinal can get even better, this is one of them, Colin.
Definitely. This is an event where they haven't put together a complete full, five guys hit and stick all season. And this would be a great opportunity for them to feel really comfortable heading into finals on an event that hasn't been their best, but they have a ton of great high bar workers. And we're going to start off with Chao, an old teammate of mine from Cypress Academy, one of the nicest guys that I've ever had the pleasure of training with. Had some injuries, unfortunately, to start off his college career at Stanford, but is getting healthy and has a really beautiful high bar routine with some high-flying releases that I'm really looking forward to see.
He's won 2 high bar titles individually this year. So he's had a bounce-back year, one at the Rocky Mountain Open and at the Stanford Open as well. Or the Pac-12 invite, I should say.
Starts off with some nice in-bar work. The layout to Tkachev just got his feet to clear the bar. Really nice Coleman. The big thing to look for on these releases is, 1, can they catch the bar? And 2, can they swing out of it with straight arms? And so far, all 4 of his releases have been spot on. Little flying giant, winding up for the dismount, full twisting double layout, and just a small hop on the landing. But a great routine for Chao, and a great way to start off the rotation for the Stanford Cardinals.
He came back for the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Championships, but had not competed since February the 4th when he won the high bar title at the Pac-12 invite. Over to the floor exercise. First up for Nebraska is Dylan Leclair.
Beautiful double twisting, double back to start off the routine. Nice full twisting double back. And I just have to say, Chad, I am really liking the Nebraska uniforms, especially with the little sleeves he's got on his legs. I'm digging the look.
You were a sleeves guy back in your Oklahoma days, right?
I was. I always liked wearing the arm sleeve. Thought it matched the uniform well.
It's all about the accessories.
All about the accessories. Getting ready for his dismount. He's going to do a back 2.5 dismount, which is a blind landing, a little different from the other dismounts we've seen on floor. Oh, and just a small step, but a good solid routine for Nebraska.
Dylan Leclair, the senior from Townsend, Massachusetts, was in the NCAA team finals on still rings, vault, and parallel bars for the Huskers last year. We work our way back over to the Stanford